Hi, welcome to the Uplift with Vision. I'm Patti Paris here to welcome you in. I'm so glad that you're here today. We've been doing this now for, I don't know, 2 weeks? It feels like forever, doesn't it? But I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad I'm here to share with you. So before we do anything else, let's pray in. I know that God is all there is. I know that there is only one life, one energy, one universal intelligence, and we call this spirit or first cause or universal intelligence or higher power or whatever we choose to call it, Christ consciousness or Buddha mind. I know there is only this one. And I know that it incarnates, it individualizes itself as each person. And I give great thanks for each and every person here. All of us who have gathered together for the Uplift today, for those who may listen to it later on, for those who don't even know it's here, we'll clue them in, right? Universal intelligence will. Oh, we give great thanks for everyone here, knowing and accepting each one of us an individualized, unique expression of God, doing and being that place where Spirit shows up in form. So I give this time over to Spirit to let it lead the way through this uplift, knowing it's uplifting. Giving great thanks, I simply let it be, and so it is. So good afternoon, everybody. I'm so glad that you're here with me on the Uplift. I know today is the 1st of April, so normally April Fool's Day, right? Everybody pulling pranks on each other or making jokes, and you know, it just fell flat today, didn't it? It just did not seem like the time for that kind of stuff. So we just know it's the 1st of April, and I'm calling this Wednesday Wise Words Wednesday. Wise Words Wednesday, because I want to talk about words of encouragement, words of empowerment, words of truth. They are our wise words. They are the words that keep us uplifted, keep us remembering who we are, keep us knowing the truth for ourselves. You know, there are words like can't and won't and fear and doubt and lack, and those are weak words. I just got to call them what they are. They're weak words, right? They're not the truth of us. They are not our wise words. And as we process through this time together, through the challenges that we're all going through right now, I believe it's more important than ever that we remember our wise words and we use our wise words to lift ourselves up. You know, we all know what's going on in the world today. We all know it. People are getting sick. Some people are dying. And each of us, we are doing what we know what to do in order to process through this period in time, right? We're all doing what we need to be doing. Custodians are keeping the place clean, keeping the hospitals cleaned up. Doctors and nurses are attending to their patients. Truck drivers are delivering essentials. Retail workers are keeping the shelves stocked and the stores open so that we can get supplies. And yes, clergy are attending to the spiritual needs of their group. I just want to say, this is the first worldwide pandemic that I've ever gone through as a minister, that I've ever gone through in my life. And I'm doing the best I can. So you can put me on your prayer board too, okay? We'll pray for each other. But I want you to know that these uplifts are important. It is important to keep our spiritual lives strong and healthy. It is important that we remain anchored in the truth and we go through this time together in that strength. We are spirit, soul, and body. And I want all of us, spirit, soul, body, all parts of us, to be attended to. You know, and what we know as religious scientists, we know that thoughts are things, right? We know that thoughts are things. We know that our words have power. We know our predominant thoughts are those thoughts that generally manifest. And so we know how powerful our words are. And wise words lift us, and weak words fail us. And I wanted to just read this quote. This is from Ernest Holmes. Thoughts are things. He said, all cause and all effect proceed from the invisible spirit. You are one with this Spirit and cannot be separated from it. Your word has power because your word is the action of God through your thought. It is more important than ever to keep our thoughts high. Keep them as high as you can. It is so important to be the light for yourself and be the light for others, for those in your household, for those that you Skype with or FaceTime with. It is up to us right now to be that light in the world when it looks so dark. When people are falling into their fear and falling into their condition, it is so important for us to be the light, to light the way for ourselves and to light the way for others. You know, think about the words of Thomas Troward, who was a great inspiration to Ernest Holmes when he was reading Troward. Troward spoke of raising ourselves out of the law of averages, knowing the truth beyond the facts, keeping our mind on the divine design, becoming the exception to the rule, becoming the exception to the rule of averages. And that's important for us to do now, to keep our thoughts as high as we can, to keep them above the law of averages. And that is what keeps us filled. That's what keeps our thoughts positive, right? Is to keep us above what's blowing through human race consciousness at the time. So from this elevated perspective, we can do the work and we can do the work in power, in wisdom, and in truth, right? In power, in wisdom, and in truth. And we can do the work that is ours to do right here. And even if that work for you is to stay sheltered in place, even if that is your only job to do right now, do it well, do it in power, do it in purpose, do it in strength, do it knowing the wisdom within you has placed you in the absolute perfect and best place, right? Or Emma Curtis Hopkins said this. She said, God works through me to will and to do that which ought to be done by me. Be sure this is true. It is a great rest to think how many unnecessary things we have been doing that we are now relieved from doing. So we must keep our thoughts and our words and our deeds on the highest aspect of universal intelligence that we can manage for ourselves. This is a challenging time right now. It is a challenging time. You know, keeping your thoughts always on the highest and best is a challenging time in any time, right? But now it seems more so. As humans, we fall into fear, and we fall into doubt, and we surrender to the conditions that are around us. And we forget the truth of our own being. We forget it. So it is more important for us right now to keep our thoughts high, to read what we need to read to fulfill ourselves, to keep our words and deeds in the highest possible way. You know, I've been looking at Facebook, but not interacting much because, you know, Facebook is a really weird place. It's a place it's a dichotomy, really. It's just odd in that it's like the best and the worst of us. And there are so many people that are putting on optimistic things, putting on inspiring memes and putting up inspirational quotes. And then, of course, you have the other side of that coin where people are putting up, you know, here's the latest stat, here's the latest news, here's the latest, you know, it's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better. We're all going to die, you know. They get the Chicken Little attitude. And, you know, I just want to say this. We're all reading the news. We're all seeing the news. We don't have to go on Facebook and repeat the bad news. We're all very well aware of it. What we need is more uplifting. What we need is more positivity. What we need is more hope. You know, that person who put up the meme about how many people are surviving rather than how many people are dying, yeah, it was a hopeful quote. I guess it was the best they could do at the moment. And maybe that was their only shred of optimism in the moment. Maybe it was their only shred of hope was to put their attention on how many people survive. So that's a good thing. They don't need to be criticized for it. You know, it is up to us right now to stand in our highest thought, whatever that thought is, to stand in our highest and our best. Be that little bit of optimism that people need. Be that placebo effect in someone's life. You know, maybe happy, maybe optimism, maybe a little bit of hope can increase our immune system. Maybe it can, just like a placebo effect. And that'd be a good thing too, wouldn't it? You know, maybe being more hopeful and optimistic maybe does keep us from succumbing to a disease. That's not a bad thought to hold. That's not a bad thought to hold. Our wise words will uplift us. They will keep us focused in truth. They will keep us focused in strength. I just want to say this. I want to repeat again this Ernest Holmes quote. It is one of the most uplifting quotes that I know. It's found in our textbook, and I want to repeat it again, and you can go back to it in your textbook. And he says this, he says, stay with the one and never deviate from it. Never leave it for a moment. Nothing can equal this attitude. To desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove we do not know the truth. When things look the worst, that is the supreme moment to demonstrate to ourselves that there are no obstructions in the operation of truth. When things look their worst is the best time to work, the most satisfying time. The person who can throw himself with a complete abandon into that limitless sea of receptivity, having cut loose from all apparent moorings, is the one who will always receive the greatest reward. This is where our work is being done. This is where we are being the light for ourselves, for others. This is the time and the place we were born to. This is the time to be that person, to hold the light, to share the light, to be the light for others while we all walk through this time. And you know, I was going to pray us out, but I'm not going to do that, because what I know is music is prayer without words. And so I want to end today really uplifting us all, really uplifting us all, knowing that music is prayer that the soul sings. I want to bring to you some magical, musical, uplifting music from our dear music director, Mark Danshofsky, right now. And that'll close us out. Thanks, Mark.
And now for something completely different. I won't be playing the organ like the guy in Monty Python, I promise. So we're going to change this right now to World Tour Wednesday, because where are you going to go? So we can go in our minds. And so let's picture Italy. Let's picture Sicily. I'm going to play something from Sicily, and then I'm going to play a Mexican waltz or a Mexican polka. So that's a Mexican tune from by way of Poland. So there you go. This one you probably know. It's called La Española, Lady of Spain. Lady of Spain, arranged by the great Anthony Gallerini, who his dad was the conductor for the Marx Brothers when he was a little kid. So when he was 12, he wound up playing in the orchestra. And he learned all the instruments, and then he learned the accordion. And what he did is he took the accordion and made arrangements and showed what the accordion could do. And at the end of his life, he lived in Escondido after being famous all over the world. And so he died at 102 years old. I got to meet him a few times, but a lot of the music that I play is his arrangements. So this is a polka, a Polish piece from Sicily. Now here's another polka that made its way to Tijuana. This is a fun one, so clap along if you're inspired, if you've just been sitting there like I've been. So get some exercise along with this one. I can get stuck in a little loop here for a while. Okay, here we go. And the last one that I'll play is a tarantella, the quintessential Italian tune. And so there's this myth that if you get bit by a tarantula, you will do this dance, this dance until you succumb. So watch out for the spiders. So thanks for watching and being a part of Uplift every day, and the brilliant words from Reverend Patti Paris. She has done an amazing job, and she's giving her heart and soul to you, and I know that you know that. So please keep tuning in. Please keep checking in and be part of our community. So bye.